What is it your organization does here in Great Falls?
So we take a holistic approach to supporting our vulnerable youth and moving them from surviving to thriving. And there's 4 parts to it. We have a youth resource center that supports homeless youth 13 to 20, and it's a wraparound one-stop shop. Everything from basics like food, hygiene products, clothing, laundry facility, shower facility, to all the services you would need that come to the youth instead of them having to navigate to 8 different social service providers. So whether it's education, vocational, healthcare, addiction counseling, mental health counseling, housing, it all is in one place. So that's one bucket. We do the Youth Resource Center. We also have the Sober Life, and that provides a whole range of free, family-friendly activities for people who are in recovery from addiction and alcoholism. We also do a ton of volunteering in the community. Paying it forward in recovery is very important to get outside of self and give back. Then we do a range of parenting programs, and that's from everything from Families at Heart, which is a great opportunity for parents to get together with their kids, practice nurturing, and doing some great STEAM stuff, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And then we also offer a ton of substance abuse prevention. And so we go into the schools, we work with all kinds of community organizations to ensure that a lot of the trends that we've been seeing here of increased alcohol use, increased meth use in particular, that the next generation, we turn the corner on that and get folks on a track to live healthy, purposeful, happy lives.
What position do you have in the organization? What do you do?
So I'm the development director.
So you kind of like organize a lot of these events and things that I see going on out there? Or?
Absolutely. You know, we're a small nonprofit, and so I do everything from arranging the trash pickup and cleaning to writing our grants to setting up for events. I manage folks in the Sober Life, so we get a lot of different things. And then one of my favorites is to come out here and tell folks about Alliance for Youth and the amazing things that we're doing and what is a really difficult problem here in Great Falls. You know, we have 475 kids that are homeless at some point during the year. We have 600 kids that are in foster care in Cascade County. That's more than twice the state average. And so when we are able to intervene at this key time in people's lives, that transition from childhood into adolescence and adulthood, we are going to see the benefits for decades to come, literally. And so it's very inspiring to see the fruits of what is happening at Alliance for Youth, and I love a chance to let people know about it. And I will say, you know, we are a nonprofit. We offer no billable services. We are 100% private and community and government grant funded. And we could not do what we do without the community. We have more than 60 volunteers in the Youth Resource Center alone. We really need folks to come help out. We have lots of needs for food, hygiene products, a whole litany. There's a list on our website. I highly encourage people to go check that out, allianceforyouth.org. And then, of course, you know, we have a lot of overhead costs. It's not cheap to provide these really intensive services. And so we are very good stewards. We've been around for 30 plus years, the Alliance for Youth, of the hard-earned money that our donors invest in our youth through Alliance for Youth. And again, please go to our website, allianceforyouth.org. There's a lot more information. But we love Great Falls. We want to ensure that Great Falls stays this incredible community that it is for generations to come.
As I was listening to you speak there, it reminded me of when you're gardening or growing plants, you can have the best seeds or the best environment or whatever, but if it's not growing in nutrient-rich soil, then it's not going to have anything really available to it. And it seems to me like you're working on like the soil level of the community and kind of changing things from that culture of things as opposed to necessarily looking at the above ground sorts of things, because those changes really bear fruit as time goes on.
I love that analogy, and what we try to do, so we have a social services system and a society that oftentimes treats chronic issues, right? Whether that's homelessness, drug abuse, in a acute way. So you can go in and get care in the emergency room, right? You can go in when things fall apart. We want to prevent those things from occurring in the first place, so we don't have these people going into this cycle of drug abuse and hopelessness, and they're in and out of the criminal justice system, they're in and out of the hospital. We want to reach them when they're in those young formative years and give them the tools so that they can become thriving adults. And I can tell you, it really is a lack of resources that drives a lot of these issues. The kids themselves, they're like kids are forever, right? They're curious, they're ambitious, they're hopeful, and they live in this alternate society that we often don't see, where they don't have food, they don't have a place to stay, they don't have emotionally open role models, they don't have people that are there for them and make them feel supported. When you give them those things, they will thrive. And so we want to be that shoulder that they can lean on and give them that support that they need.
And I've noticed that you have a robust schedule of events going on and things like that. One question I had as I was looking over that, are those events where you would get in touch with the organization first for some of those, or are some of those more widely open to the public? Like, where as long as if you're a sober person, whether you're recovering or not, if you're not drinking alcohol currently or things like that, is it open to the public in that fashion, or is it more like getting in touch with the organization first and then attending an event?
Absolutely open to the public. So that goes for all Sober Life. I think we have one event that we've had that's coming up that we do need an RSVP for. It's a dinner called A Night to Celebrate Recovery that's going to be at the Elks Club on Friday, May 21st. But in general, please don't worry about, am I a member? Do I have a card? Everything is free. Everything is family friendly. Come on down. Bring your kids. We are all about community connection, and we get that you have a busy schedule. You can't, be thinking in advance. When something, opens up and you feel like you need to go play volleyball, you want to come do some beading, you want to do some drumming and singing, come on down. We've got stuff almost every night of the week with the Sober Life. And the same goes for all of our parenting, right? Again, it's nice to have people RSVP in advance. We can get materials. But I will tell you what, we understand how life is. We understand how busy folks are. Come on down. Any of our events, please, please, please don't let that I haven't RSVP'd or, I don't know if it's okay to come. Always okay. Come on down.
Okay, that's really good to know. We'll let people finish laughing here for a second. As far as like the physical location of where you're located?
So we are at 3220 11th Ave South. It's the old Victory Church behind Super One, and we are very blessed to have that. It is a 16,000 square foot facility, and like I said, for our kids, we have shower and laundry facilities. We have hot meals every day at 5 p.m. We've got great spots where they can just hang out and be kids. So video games, Wi-Fi, air hockey, basketball, everything that you need to just have a good time with your friends. And at the end of the day, that's a lot of what they need. Just a place, safety, no judgment, understanding people.
Wow, you're really facilitating a lot in the community. Do you have a success story that you'd like to share with us, or something that comes to mind?
So I have to give, there's a young man named John, and this is Youth Resource Center. He's now 20 years old, but he came to us, we opened just last May, and so we've been open, our anniversary was May 4th, so just a little more than a year. And he came to us, he had been living with his grandmother, and she sadly passed away. And so he found himself at 19 homeless, right? He was disengaged from any kind of education, any employment, right? And that's that real danger zone. And he came to the center. We first got him enrolled in the HiSET, which is the GED equivalent in Montana. We got him housing, working through NeighborWorks. We got him a job, working through Opportunities Incorporated. And today, John gives back working at the Youth Resource Center. He's in stable housing. He's graduated with his high set, and he's going to move on to college. He wants to be a teacher. It's truly inspirational, and I think kind of one of the coolest quirks about his story is then his younger brother, who had been disengaged and had dropped out of school, is now back in getting his high set, and he wants to go to college. So that virtuous cycle, it's almost on, fast forward, right? It's going really quick, but it's a beautiful thing to see. And his whole kind of affect has changed, right? He's optimistic, he's hopeful, he's talkative. Before, it's just, you say he was depressed, right? He was anxious. And so that's something that's just been, I've gotten to know John pretty well. I see him most every day, and it's pretty cool.
That's like a permaculture of community support. I really like that. Well, we'll just cover this again real quick. Where can someone go to get more information on your organization?
So best place to go is our website. It's allianceforyouth.org. We also have a Facebook page for Alliance for Youth and for the Sober Life, and the YRC is on Instagram at YRC/GF. And so that's the places to get information. Anybody has questions, they can call me on my cell phone anytime, 406-590-7114. And if you got a pencil and you write down the email, it's T. Risberg, RISB as in boy, ERG, at allianceforyouth.org. So email me, call me, get on the website. Just let's, get together and help out our vulnerable youth in this community.
Thanks for being with us today here, Thomas. Is there anything else you'd like to cover, or if there is a particular need, volunteer need, that you'd really like to put a call out for?
Tutors. We very much so need tutors. As you know, with COVID, there's been a lot of kids disconnected from school, and so we really are trying to get these remedial education started so that when kids go back in the fall, they haven't slipped far behind. And so if you are a certified teacher, know a certified teacher, or just someone that loves working with kids, please reach out to us, and we can get you paired up and working with kids to make sure they start the new school year ready to go from day one.
Well, thanks, Thomas. I know teaching is one of those things that gives back to the teacher as well. So that would be, if you're feeling that call, people, get involved. And one of my favorite things about this event here today is just witnessing all the different ways that these organizations are making a difference in their own ways and making Great Falls truly a more rich and abundant place. And I think that that's where we need to be putting our focus. So thanks for your efforts in doing that. Anything else you'd like to cover, or is that it?
Just to say thank you so much to the Great Falls community for all your support. I don't think some of the natives here, I'm from St. Louis, don't necessarily understand, if you've lived here your whole life, how special this place is. So I just always say, be proud as a Great Fallsian, and this is a wonderful place, and come work with us at Alliance for Youth to keep it this vibrant, special community.